So, welcome to what they called again? The
podcast.
The podcast. Yes, that's what I'm going for. All right, here we go. So, of course, I have some questions, of course, for you, the master,
Of
the
course.
no-hitter.
Don't call me master, okay?
All right. So I have some questions from myself, and then we can even go to the YouTube side where I put up community posts where people even ask them some questions themselves. So you can see from me, and we could see from the community. So, all right. Without further ado, let me just ask the first question. All right. So the first question is, what is your favorite no-hit? Like your favorite one you've ever done?
My favorite, it varies honestly because I've done so many of them and I'm quite proud of most of them. Some of which I'm not. I won't go into those, but I think the one I'm most proud of finishing is either Distrust 2 Phase 1 no-hit or Disbelief Papyrus.
Disbelief Papyrus.
Or I think, I think it varies per year honestly because I did Last Breath Phase 3 no-hit. The first ever one in 2021.
Damn, the first
and then I
ever?
did Shanghai.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a big thing at its time, trust me.
Yeah, I believe it.
So Solo's view count can sum it up pretty well.
Yeah. So it just varies depending on the year, basically, I'd guess.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I mean, I'm still proud of all of those today, but if I were to look back now and just say, wow, I'm proud of all four of them, basically.
Yeah. Well, Disbelief, honestly, that may be one of my favorites of yours, as that is crazy accomplishment, I gotta admit.
You're already saying that because you're attempting it as well. Phase 1 no hits hard, just wait till you get to Phase 3 and fail there 10 times in a row.
All right, so let's go for the next one. How about, how do you just do a no-hit? From like, do you like schedule yourself? Do you like be like, all right, I'm gonna sit down for an hour and I'm gonna try no-hitting this? Or do you just go in head first and just go for as long as you can before you're just annoyed? And like, how do you like control that? Do you like, when you get annoyed, do you just push forward, or do you just like, I'm gonna take a break.
The approach to no hit, for me, it kind of varies depending on the game, because some games can be like, oh yeah, I can easily pick this up. I can learn this in like an hour. It's fine. And other times I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. So,
yeah.
One of the examples as of recent is Edgetail third run. I was told by a few people that, okay, well, this is the easier one for you to do. I think you'd be quite very good at it. And then I started playing for like an hour, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, just first two attacks already, coupled with high damage. Like, no thanks.
Damn.
So, if a game has high damage coupled with bad RNG or incredible precision, something like Shanghai Vania, for instance, it can be tough to get the ball rolling, especially if you just want to complete it for the first time. For no hit, I usually follow a 4-step formula. The first one is, how good am I getting at this game? How many times out of 10 can I beat it? And then secondly is, do I understand all the attacks? Because sometimes you can just complete a game just by running through bones and things. Yes, I'm calling out some viewers for that. Yeah, so, and then step 3 is, okay, what's the minimum amount of heals I need to complete this? Can I get any lower than this? And then step 4, now this is not always possible, if you want to do a no-hit, then it's kind of the same approach as no heal is, except it's on a vastly different scale. Because obviously, not using heals and not getting hit are two completely different worlds.
Right.
Because with a no heal, like, you're like, oh, okay, I'm pretty bad at this attack, but I'm okay. I can get away with doing badly on it. And if on the off chance I get a very good attack, then great. That's bonus points for me. Whereas with a no hit, you'd be able to like, okay, I need to lock in. If I don't get this precision dodge, boom! Oh, dang it!
Yeah. Do you ever feel like antsy when you're getting up to like a point where you've never been to before? Are you like freaking out, or if you just like master that, where you're just kind of like calm and collected all the time?
Oh gosh, it can be nerve-wracking. It can be nerve-wracking, especially when you're at a difficult point in the run. So, let's say with my current ongoing challenge, No Hit True Pacifist.
Yes.
I'm generally not that nervous throughout like the first hour or so, and as soon as I get to Flowey, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get no hit neutral again, or I'm not. It depends on what happens.
Right.
And as soon as I pass Flowey, I'm like, okay, I have a run going. I just need to get past True Lab, and then as soon as I get up to Reaper Bird, I'm like, oh goodness me, is the RNG gonna screw me again? I felt this especially during Last Breath Phase 3 because in a survival fight, you cannot take a break at all. You have to push through it no matter how you're feeling.
Yeah.
So when I get past like section 2, which is the second heal, so on the third heal in the entire game, I start to tense up because this is an area I don't normally get to often, and the thought of just losing a run suddenly and then having to go all the way back again and then do that 100 more times just to have another chance. Yeah, I'm okay with like memory fights, just as long as it's not too demanding.
Yeah. Right.
So if anyone wants to play a memory fight, just pick something other than, I don't know, FDY or Boss Him.
Oh, FDY. It's
FDY in general is very sucky. I know that people are very proud of no hits. More power to them. More power to them.
Right.
But I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I've only played one FDY game, and I know why they're scary now.
They are daunting at first, especially if you're just trying to beat them on noob mode.
Oh.
And then you have the crazy people from Billy whatever who would try to like, oh my god, you're gonna actually beat this on normal mode? How? It was unthinkable to do it on noob mode 5 years ago. How did we get here? Like, if you were to travel back 5 years from now and say, we're gonna beat this game on normal mode, Oversave Tail Undying No Heal is gonna be possible, people would just be like,
no, this is impossible.
You think? Impossible, yeah.
It's crazy.
But then
the things people
we discover new
today.
things. We discover new things and we come up with new strats, and then suddenly,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's actually going to happen now.
Yeah, it's just crazy the things people can do today. Like, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
It is super crazy. Yeah. That's one thing I've noticed in the Undertale community. It's just people breaking barriers constantly. Like, back when I first joined, like a 103 in a genocide speedrun just wasn't conceivable. But now we are close to a 102.
Damn.
And I know that's an entirely different thing, but it should just be a reflection of just how far we've come since the pandemic started, to put it lightly.
So you think that's when you about started with when the pandemic hit?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just sitting in my room, just coding like I always was. Granted, I got a lot better since then.
Yeah.
And then when I finished my playthrough of Deltarune, I'm like, okay, well that's pretty easy. I didn't die a single time. What if I just try and shoot straight for a no-hit? But bear in mind, this was back when only Chapter 1 was released.
Right.
So, yeah, I got the no-hit in like 4 attempts.
Damn, seriously?
It was, yeah. Like, okay. I don't mean to brag about other people's achievements, but someone by the name of Harry LTS did a Chapter 1 no-hit on his first try ever.
What?
I have no idea how he did that, but then I remember like, okay, well, this is easier to get. It's one of the intermediate challenges in UDCC. So yeah, it makes sense. It only makes sense.
That's just insane. First attempt too? You're just going to it nose diving. You have no idea what you're walking into, and you just do it. You just freaking. That's just crazy.
I don't think he intended to do a no-hit first try. I think he was just playing the game casually, and then that just suddenly managed to happen. I think he's just been so used to dodging things. He's like, oh, okay, all right, I'll get the no-hit then.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It is.
All right, let's move on to
Sorry.
No worries. This is We App. And that's what this is meant for.
Yeah, of course.
All right, here's a controversial question. What is better,
Uh-oh.
controller or keyboard?
The only correct answer to that is it really depends on your play style. Like, I know people mostly play with keyboard, but there are other people out there who play with controller. The Fell Dragon and you being two of them, obviously. I will say there is no objectively right answer on how to play. Like, you can play on a Samsung fridge if you want to, and people will be fine with it.
Samsung fridge is crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say that it entirely depends on what you're most comfortable with. Like, people speedrun Celeste with keyboards, and some people speedrun with controllers. It's really depending on your choice. Really, I have no good answer for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like I feel like it definitely depends on like your play style, but I also feel like there's fan games out there which are better for keyboard and better for controller. Like, I've come across my fair share of games that are like, I feel like I need to use keyboard for this, but I have no idea how to. Yeah.
Yep. It's just when you're used to one thing, it can be difficult to switch to the other, especially if you're not very familiar with that layout. So, like, the first time I played Undertale FanGames with controllers, I'm like, how do people do this? But then I spent time on it, and then I eventually added controller support into Sil's collection of things.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way. Thank you, by the way, for that. I could not go without controller support, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, so, yeah. I think having controller support is always the best thing. I mean, the Upper Hand does it. I think some other games do it as well. I can't remember exactly the name of them, but I know that controller support and accessibility factors have been introduced into fan games more nowadays. The one more comforting thing is audio sliders.
Oh, yeah. So you can just adjust the audio depending on how loud, and yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that gets to me the most is that sometimes I just don't want to hear that same song anymore. There are other times where I just want to have my own music, or just not have music on at all.
I love when games just change it.
Sometimes I just want to do some recording and not have music on there, but it's like, god dang it.
Yeah, I believe it. Like, I like Frank Fro, for example. He has on his Help from the Void, and most of his games, he has like a little like thing where you can click on and just change the music completely, which is honestly amazing for me, because I'm sitting there playing Help from the Void for the 100th time, listening to the 100th song again, and it's just like, oh my god.
Bonus points to Frank Fro there. They actually did something great for once. They added mod music support. More fan games need this, people.
I agree. You know what's another thing I think more fan games need is the ability to turn on NoHit Mode. I've came across my fair share of games that don't have NoHit Mode, and it's, I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I feel like that's really helpful.
I think maybe yes, but also kind of no, because some people just don't like the idea of being insta reset upon making a mistake. Some people like that, and that's okay. Give them the option to do that. But I have learned that some people are just not going to use that option, even if it's there.
What about you? What do you use? NoHit Mode, or would you choose NoHit Mode if you had the ability to?
Sometimes I use NoHit Mode if I'm confident I can sustain the sudden change, but so I mostly don't use it. I mostly don't.
Right. Yeah. I guess it's just a me thing then. I
guess it is. It varies per person. Like I said, it's all up to their different playstyle. If you like NoHit Mode, that's great for you.
Next question? Question mark? All right.
I thought that was like, pardon me. I thought that was the next question. But yeah, next question.
No, my bad. All right, let me think. How about, yeah. All right, let's, what are some common mistakes Undertale beginners when going no-hitting makes? What are, like, for example, me, I feel like you've seen some of my notes before. What are your, like, nitpicks about me?
I'd say the biggest one is underestimating the difficulty of the challenge that they want to go for.
Yeah.
I have, I, you certainly like. I don't know. People having big challenges as a long-term goal, that's fine. But
Right.
if people don't understand what they're up against and then they just suddenly give up like a couple of months later, then well, yeah, you made a choice. Like I remember when after when I got my 5 or 4 hit with True Pacifist, someone else wanted to join on that, the Dragon Fox. He put in real valiant efforts to try and get close with his runs, but he didn't ever actually end up doing full things.
Right.
And especially with Asriel, like he was already trying some things that we've already found. And he hadn't even done a full no-hit Flowey yet. So he was basically running a fool's errand, as they say.
A fool's errand, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to point any fingers, and I'm not calling out for Dragon Fox for being an idiot or whatever. But I'm just saying that if you're gonna try something, then just know what you're up against. Like I've made this mistake numerous times, especially when it came to harder no hits. I think one of them's Mythic and another one is Grandmaster. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the game and you don't know what you're up against, and you're not gonna get it. You're just not.
So you're just basically just going with like an open mind, like I'm not gonna do this in like one day. I'm prepared for the long road of all this work and grinding.
Yes, and I affectionately dub it the long road ahead, because it is a long road ahead, especially if you're going for a master challenger above. You know what they're going against. Another thing that people don't, I think this mostly applies to me, to be honest.
Right.
But another mistake that people make is not learning the right things to make something easier. Like sometimes people discover their own strats and it turns out to be consistent for them. And yeah, there are general strats for things like Ending Tail Phase 1 Attack 4 with the mini jumps and the orange bones at the end. There is a general strat to doing that. But if you're going to go the easy route, at least for you, then you're probably not going to get far with that. I mean, it is possible for you to learn something from your own perspective. I mean, I've done that sometimes, and I was able to get away with it. But I think the general thing is, if you're wanting to do something that has been done and you want to do it as well, just learn from the other people. Ask around for help, because there are people who have done the challenge. They will help you.
Yeah. I suppose it's about time to move on to the community's questions. Am I right?
Yes, let's see what the fans have to say. Wait, I already said that, didn't I?
So the first one would be, how do you no-hit Omega Flowey with stars going everywhere, quoting Moon Boy the Awesome?
I assume they're talking about the Shuriken's attack. There really isn't a good, consistent way to do it. It's I'm assuming the ones where they all spread out in like 8 different directions from each eye.
Yeah. I think that's the one they're talking about.
Yeah, it's slower than the other one, but it is hard to grasp, obviously. They do try and aim towards you, but they have a variance of like 18 degrees or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but not one pattern is going to get you through that every single time.
So you basically just have to be like on your feet, on your toes, or whatever the saying is.
Yeah,
prepare for anything.
But it's slow, so you can react to it. But of course, don't expect anything consistent out of it. Just stay low, maybe just go in straight lines between the gaps. Yeah. And if you're up top, just move down as quickly as possible. Like, you cannot no-hit that attack from up top. You just can't.
I suppose we should move. That's a good segue to move on to Richard's question. Richard has been in your chat before, so
I'm familiar.
Yes. Richard is asking, how do you no-hit Undertale Last Breath Definitive Phase 3? I really need some sort of way to finally no-hit that. Error is exactly quoting them.
Quoting Sans as they always do. Just slap on all the modifiers because otherwise it's completely impossible. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't turn on Orange Bone Fix, you're going to get forced hits from the Orange Bones.
And that's your mod, if I'm not wrong, right? Don't you have a mod to fix that?
Yeah, that's
Right.
my mod. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. They're talking
Yes.
about Definitive Edition, which is a mod I created which rebalances the game.
And did you also make that for Undertale Last Breath Renewed? Am I right?
Yes, it's not finished yet, but it's currently at a standstill because I'm still waiting on a music piece for it. Because there's something I want to do with it. I think will make it so excellent, like an excellent finale to it into the credits.
And the no hits are gonna be gone, right? I meant what am I saying? The air hits.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix those as much as possible. Just as you say that, there has been one found in Phase 3 of Definitive Edition by a couple of people, actually. I don't know how it happens. My best guess is that whenever you jump, it like shifts the hitbox down a fraction or something. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. It's almost certainly a hitbox issue.
How do air hits even get created? Do you know how they exist? Or
They can exist based on a number of things. One of them is a hitbox that is far too big. Another one is a hitbox that has been misaligned from the sprite. So you can go into the corner of one sprite and it won't hit you despite clearly overlapping. But you go to the other one and you take massive damage. And another one is just developer fault. Because sometimes people send a collision going in the wrong direction and that hits you anyway, despite not actually touching anything.
Right. So just a mistake, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that with Undertale Last Breath Renewed Phase 1 when I was trying no-hit. First time I got to final attack, I got slammed into the wall, which is part of the normal attack.
Yeah.
And despite not touching anything, I still got hit. And I wasn't sure what was happening. And then I looked into the code and I was like, oh, that's what happened. I hit that. Like, I remember 2 separate instances where that happened. I got slammed into a warning zone and I got hit anyway despite not touching anything. And that first example cost me a no-hit Phase 1, which I'm still salty about.
Yeah. It's crazy to me how you guys can just, like, on the topic of code, you could just look at, like, all those, like, I don't know, ones and zeros and letters and be like, oh, that's what I did. It's just like, I just see, I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, coding in a nutshell. That's all I'll say.
I suppose we should move on to, okay, there's 2 questions, which I guess I could say them. I don't even know how I would answer this, but one by Breest Boy, I don't even know how to answer this, is what if Flowey was secretly Dandy from Dandy's World? I don't even know what Dandy's World is.
What? Flowey being Dandy from... I don't know Dandy's World either, so I cannot answer that either.
I don't even know. And he became Twisted Dandy with hair bleach during a fight with him. I don't even know.
Oh yeah. So I just looked it up. Dandy is a rainbow flower.
Oh, I feel like I've seen that before.
Why did you put that image in my head and I'm never gonna look at Flowey the same way again? Thanks, Fred.
That's something.
He's better Flowey from Undertale Yellow now.
Here's another one. I guess this was like directed towards me, but I guess I'm never doing this, so it could be directed towards you. A Tybod, or I guess it's Hybrid Venom, but according to them, they like me to pronounce it Hybod, is, will you eventually no-hit Azria Dreamer in OG Undertale? To me, hell no. To you, I'm guessing yes?
I've done it twice, and I had a reverse choke earlier today. I've done all phases except for Phase 1, because my finger's locked up.
Right.
And that was with the new strat, so technically I would have done it 3 times.
Wow.
So,
3.
Yeah. The answer to that from me is yes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it plenty more, hopefully.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe you can do it. Here's the one from Derp117. How is the community not run of ideas for Sans yet? What's next? Bananas, Sans, Banans?
Banana Sans.
Banana Sans. No,
Sans, but he has a banana as a weapon. Sudden changes Sans, but
That'd be
his gun
crazy.
is a banana now.
I have a banana, kid. You can't
Okay,
stop me. Here's one for posting something think until I forgot, or I don't even know how to pronounce that name. What's the hardest boss him fight that you have done? And what would be your tip for said fight?
Oh, that is a very good question. The hardest one I've done?
Yes. Just Believe was pretty hard. Because that almost impossible, if I'm not wrong. I tried it
the
myself.
Dust Trust Papyrus encounter.
Yeah, Dust Trust, right, sorry.
Right now, that's currently unbeatable because we haven't found a good way to do that bone slider thing yet.
Yes.
Which is the only hurdle we have left to overcome, and then, oh yeah, we can finally beat it.
You were so close.
I was so close, yeah, too bad. I don't know what the hardest one I've done is. Let me look back at the boss him portfolio real quick. Maybe I can get some kind of gauge as to what is the hardest one I've done.
Have you completed basically every single one? Like, what about the waterfall encounter, Dust Sands? Have you completed that?
I haven't. I have not completed Dust.
Yes.
Dusttail Waterfall. Dusttail Waterfall is just rubbish with its last attack.
Or Air 4 for the original.
Left you with red insta-kill bones. Like, why do you add an insta-kill in the final attack? Just do it at the start. It's not that hard. Just introduce us to it.
Yeah. I hate
That's a common mistake
attacks,
a lot of developers make. They don't introduce these mechanics before they use them.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a really bad feel for that, play any FDY game. Play any FDY game. I have not beaten the old Lethal Deal yet, but that is on my to-do list. Nightmare Sands, True Monster Sins, Dust, and Error 404. Yes. Those are the only ones I haven't done. I am not touching Hard Mode, Last Breath, Error Sands, Fatal Error, or the Fatal Error remake, because either they're impossible at this time, or there's something wrong with them that I cannot get past. Like, when I tried to play the Fatal Error remake, like, I thought it was cool until I got to the last attack, and then it started lagging out like crazy. It's like I was just constantly getting hit, constantly.
Yeah.
And I even complained about it, and
and then
yeah. So then I made a complaint that there was lag in the game, and as soon as an update came out that supposedly fixed it, in quotation marks, it still hasn't been fixed. My comment got deleted because apparently it would scare away new players. Well, that sounds more of a you problem than a me problem. I think the hardest one. Yeah, I think the hardest one I've done, well, am doing so far is probably Dust. That is really hard.
Yeah, I have yet to complete that one. I got to phase 2, and I don't even know.
Yeah, the hardest one I've beaten so far is probably either Ink Sands or Glitch Time Trio.
Yeah. Ink Sands is pretty hard. Yeah, and Glitch Time Trio, yeah.
Lethal Deal and the Hacker's End are okay.
Hacker's End took me
easy.
20 hours to do.
I've told that topic last 27 hours. That took me some time as well.
Yeah.
And the ones I gave up on, Dusttail Waterfall and Dust Trust Papyrus, I'm not committing any more time to those until we find something that helps.
Yeah.
Like, Dusttail Waterfall remained unbeaten for some time because of Final Attack, but someone by the name of Epic Snas managed to beat it after putting in a lot of effort.
Damn. That's crazy. But Boss Sims just goes real hard on his games. Just random stuff, go!
I think one good way to fix it would be if he made his games downloadable.
Yeah, you think so? You think that fix it?
I think so, yeah. Because running it off of your PC instead of, I don't know, using a internet connection, then yeah, it would certainly improve it. I think it would anyway. At least in my experience, it would, because I had that with Rejuvenation. I downloaded it and it worked fine. Yeah. I know. Without a complete overhaul to the game, that's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, that's all the questions I got. That's community, my questions. You got anything you want to say or ask? I don't know what I can. I don't know if there's any questions I can say, but I'm not like.
All I'm gonna say is, are you aware of how? Are you aware of how luck and heavy and demanding Disbelief NoHit actually is? Going for 100%, all achievements.
I've become aware. I went in being like, you know what, this doesn't even seem that hard. But as I'm actually trying to do it, I'm just like, what did I get myself into?
Well, there's always the option to stop. You don't have to do this. Yeah. But I understand if you want to go for it, just take it easy and just don't underestimate something. Just always assume the worst.
Yeah. The only thing is I have no idea right now is phase 1 and 4, and I'm working on phase 2. I'm saving phase 3 for last. I don't even want to touch that. This is the RNG. It scares me. But yeah, that's...
Yeah. I would say practice phase 3 last. Just ignore Pong when you're practicing. Just ignore that bit.
Do you have any tips for that, by the way? Like, do you try to stick to the ground? Do you, like, jump whenever you can? Or do you just have to, like...
Because it's RNG, I'm afraid to say that there's no valid tips I can give.
Oh, no.
I mean, the first part with the soul bouncing, like, you can manipulate that to some degree, but when the bones spread out and there are like 4 of them bouncing around at light speed, nah. Just hope you get lucky. Ignore that part when you're practicing for no hit.
Yeah.
I know how stupid it sounds, but when you're practicing for something, just ignore the RNG heavy bits. Like, you're not going to get better at them. You're just not. Unless you find some sort of random new strat like I have with Azrael. That improves your odds. Like, maybe improve your odds slightly, but otherwise just ignore it.
Yeah. It didn't even seem like there was any stress, because you couldn't... like, the platforms would be, like, in a place where I'd think, like, oh, that bone's going to hit there and ricochet down. But it just completely defies gravity and just comes straight toward me. And I'm like, that's not how it should have worked.
No, we all have moments like that. We're just like, oh, that wasn't supposed to hit me. What did I get hit by? Wait, I jumped over that thing. How's it still hitting me?
So, I'll see you around, Sil. See you around.
See you around vibing.
I'm always open for another collab, you know. I'm always open.
I'll let you know about that one.
All right. Goodbye, friend.
See ya.